G'day gang, how's everyone going? Welcome back to some more AllianceWar action here in PuzzleCombat. Today we've got ESF matched up with French Resistance, so my hits are a little bit all over the joint in terms of the timing of the war. I sort of just jagged some hits when I had an opportunity to, so this first one is just before a board flip. I elected to take out one of... Well, I did take the strongest of the cleans remaining before I used a couple more of my flags. So, elected to go with triple yellow, double blue, basically stacking against the two flanks, and then figure, we'll deal with the wings later on. As you can see, I've had a pretty good start to this one. 3 are already dead of the 4 that were there, and then we got the 4th one just now with a lovely little blue cascade and some crits. So nothing too strenuous in that first fight. Second fight, board has been flipped and we're into some fresh teams. So this time around we've got SWAT, blue tanks on their side, red on our side, just to finish setting that scene. And I think it's 26 on 26 from memory. I don't know. It was a while back now. I haven't gotten to this recording for a couple days. So, sorry, board has not been flipped. It's just different team. Anyway, we've gone with a triple green stack, so we've got the familiar faces of Venus, Equani, and Fiddle together, thrown in some damage in Fungi Beats and some damage in me mate Amethyst, that's her name, and that's pretty much where we're at with this one. So I have stuck Fungi Beats next to Amethyst. At the time of doing this war hit, I thought Fungi was behaving differently to how he is. Turns out SGG did some changes to him without really telling anyone, which is a bit sneaky, shady, and shonky, but I can explain that later in some other video format. But for now, you might see me tap on some things with Fungi and Amethyst at different points, but yeah, turns out SGG took away the ability for Fungi to extend the duration of buffs on nearby allies. And yeah, I didn't really realize that. So here we go. I've got, well, I don't actually have it active at this point, but yeah, anyway, it's a little bit weird. So I'd paired Fungi and Amethyst for that purpose, and it doesn't really work out. But anyway, board's flowing quite nicely. Tank's gone. Left side is pretty much gone as well. Amethyst took the shot from, what's her face? Dynasty there, which was rather nice. Nice of him anyway. Her, it, whatever. I'm just waiting out the insanity or the misfire chance just before triggering and firing Amethyst. But there we go. We'll fire Amethyst and then fire Fungi afterwards and finish this fight off basically. So there we go. Job done. So 2 from 2. One fairly hefty clean, the other one a full team kill. So yeah. Next up we got Bosco, or Bosco, another triple green stack, Equani and what's her name? Fiddle paired once again. So yeah, we're jumping in. We've got Zodiac and Thunk as the other 2 heroes. Thunk I brought along just for damage as the buffs, just in case I manage to get Thunk fired before we get the kill shot on Mayhem, because Mayhem does create a lot of buffs for himself and nearby allies. And then Zodiac's just really great as a hero. He's got a lot of damage, he's got a lot of charge control as part of his skill as well. So yeah, really great hero. You can see there we managed to do the damage to Mayhem and Pulse with Fiddle and Equani. Mayhem did evade the direct damage from Equani, but did take the, what's it called? The Bleed Burst anyway, which is a little bit interesting because the Bleed Burst is instantaneous damage, but it's not considered direct damage. So even though he evaded the direct damage from Equani's skill, he still took the 530 points of bleed damage or Bleed Burst. Anyway, so board's progressing nicely. We got the kill here on, or almost thought I had the kill there on Mayor Vinaya. Turns out I didn't. And as a matter of fact, I possibly should have played this fight a little bit differently because as a result, we do now have Insanity on a couple of our heroes. Did fortunately not have the my healer insanitized. So we do have the ability to keep our health ticking along. Unfortunately, did have Zodiac waste his charge, which is a shame. Right there, I was sort of tossing up a little bit what move to make because I didn't really have a great move, and triggering the yellow match that I did make onto Thunk did ultimately pop out a lot more of a cascade than what I'd initially planned. Take the Ghosted match 3 to charge Zodiac just in time to charge or control the charge of the enemy pulse. Deal out some damage, kill some people, and then we should be pretty much done here. I'm going to play it a little bit safe and take the big green cascade, but ultimately, or potentially, the green match 3 on Dragon Fist would have been enough to finish him, but we took the safe route instead. So there we go, 3 from 3 so far. Hopefully we don't jinx ourselves into the back half of this war, but yeah, Sir is up next. So Tremor tank, which has a little bit of a different hero in the tank position. We don't normally see Tremor around much anymore. He used to be a bit of a very prevalent defensive hero, but we just don't seem to see him as much anymore. So off the bat, I'm going to take the match 5, followed by picking up the remaining 2 purple tiles that were on offer. That gets me Amethyst charge, so I'll pop that damage out onto Tremor, get him dead with the green match 3. Follow it up with some damage and dodge negation from Vulpine there, and then we can start putting charge control and damage out. Mostly, I'm going to keep focusing on trying to kill or at least control the charge and ability to dodge of Sidestep there. We're not as worried at this point as about Syntax, just because his charge speed is lower, so the amount of charge that he's got has been less. But I will still keep popping the damage on that left-hand side when I've got an AoE hitter, just because there were 2 heroes. Now there's only 1, so I am going to focus most of my damage at this point on Sidestep. And that's because of the 2 between Sidestep and Amethyst, I would definitely say Sidestep is the much more dangerous hero. Amethyst is a good hero, no doubt, but compared to Sidestep, Sidestep's just a monster at the end of the day. So pretty much the rest of this fight is just going to be charging it and firing Amethyst at this point, because she does need only 3 ghosted tiles to charge and fire a skill, so we will just keep rinsing and repeating that, do that twice, and that's the end of Sidestep and Emerald at this point. So yeah, another successful fight. Well, unfortunately, it would have been, but Emerald evaded it. So doing some last minute survivalism. But yeah, as I said, that when you've got it to a point where the board is this broken and there's this much gaps on the board, it's very easy just to keep killing people essentially with Amethyst. We didn't end up having to do that, but it's just very easy to just roll the rest of a fight with Amethyst when it gets to that point. So bubim. So Aviana tank. So we, again, still 3 green heroes against the blue tanks. So we've got that once again. This time around, I've got Top Hog in as the healer. So Top Hog does do more healing than Wyatt, but the secondary skills is very different for the 2. So Wyatt will give charge for damage rather to all of his allies, whereas Top Hog will increase the duration of buffs and ailments on both allies and enemies. So this is a little bit of a spoiler, but something I didn't quite realize going into this fight. In my head, I had it that Top Hog increased the buff duration on allies, but increased the ailment duration on enemies, not doing both to everyone. So I kind of make a bit of a whoopsie there, because I waited for Aviana to charge her skill, and ultimately what should have happened right there, you saw I fired Top Hog off. I should have waited 1 turn and then fired Top Hog, but because I thought it decreased, or it did a different thing to the enemy heroes than what it did, I accidentally extended the duration, the ailment duration of the enemy heroes, the buff duration for Aviana's ailment reflect, and that ultimately has meant that I was unable to use my charge control effectively. So I was not able to use Fiddle, I could not use Equani because both of them rely on ailments. Even Dragon Fist was not very well used because I couldn't put the ailment reflect, the burn ailment out, and yeah, ultimately, I have very much suffered by being unable to charge or control the enemy hero's charge. So, yeah, a little bit of a learning for me there. I sort of got a shock or a wake up, I guess, to what Top Hog actually does, and I learnt it in the worst possible way. So, yeah, unfortunate how this one ended. I very much think if I'd waited that one turn with Top Hog and been able to use my ailments in the turn after, I could very much have won that, because I could have put the charge control out early. I could have, from Fiddle, I could have used the bleed burst to kill or pretty much kill the enemy Mayor Vanaya. So, yeah, it's just little things is annoying when you just make one little mistake and it changes the entire battle. So, next up, we've gone final flag. We have got Dimouze 4.0. So it is featuring a thunderclap in the tank position, Hypernova left flank. So a little bit of stuff to worry about there. I did bring Chainsaw along to try to control Hypernova. Chainsaw will prevent the application of buffs, which is a really great effect. Unfortunately, Jane came charged a little bit too late. So, bit unfortunate on that regard. I do get some healing back, pop some charge control out on the right-hand side, and then start tapping away and trying to deal damage and kill Hypernova before her effect procs. Not very successfully, I will add. Hypernova did not take much damage from either Chainsaw or Cooper there, which is really bad because, yeah, now I am about to take an awful lot of damage here from Hypernova. I get one last crack at it, she dodges, and I think any one of those ones would have killed her. She charged, fired again, and we're down to white. So, yeah, not a great... not a great play there. If Hypernova maybe didn't dodge one of those tiles that was lined up on her, we possibly could have gotten the win. But, I mean, it is what it is at this stage. You can't really do too much about little things like dodge. And ultimately, it's also my own fault for targeting Hypernova. I should know not to do that quite so hard because it just charges a delayed damage. But anyway, that's all I got. Yeah, so did unfortunately lose the war, not by very much either. You can see 5 of my 6 flags there. There's a 6th one further up somewhere. Not sure where it was, but it was somewhere further up. Ended up on 270 points. Yeah, there we go, 270 points. So a little bit unfortunately on the end result, 6-4-8-2 versus 6-5-1-7. So very close. We had 3 unused flags, which probably would have tipped the balance and gotten us the win if they'd been used, but is what it is now. Can't really be helped. So hopefully your wars went better, and I guess I'll catch you around until then. Good luck, stay safe, and happy gaming. Cheers, bye!